I was raised and learned to talk south of here. I grew up on a small family farm near Memphis. In those days, we prided work. It was good to have something to do, and at the end of the day, to take a sense of pride in the accomplishment of doing it. I got a call from a fellow named Ted Doan. Ted was the grandson of Herbert Dow that started Dow Chemical Company. Ted gave me a call saying that there were some people at Michigan State that wanted to start a company in the biotechnology area because they were losing professors that were leaving the campus trying to start their own businesses. Make a long story short, in June of 1982, I moved to Lansing, Michigan, and we started the Neogen Corporation. They'd formed a company and had $75,000 in cash and a name, but no products, nothing to sell, no employees, but some great ideas. Pretty early on, we established that the mission of Neogen would be to develop products for food and animal safety because, if you're going to do food safety, you really got to go back inside the farm gate too. The next thing we did, we said, let's decommission some schools, and those old schools would make a pretty good building for labs and all. They had plenty of plumbing. So we bought our first school building, and then over time we bought another school building. So it really became a part of the community, and the community helped us. We struggled along for the first few years, and then we started growing, and we got to the point that we doubled our revenues every 5 years. So we went from 50 million to 100, from 100 million to 200 million, and from 200 million to 400 million a year. Long about the time I left, the market value of Neogen was a little bit over $6 billion. So quite a start from that little meager 75,000 that we started with. But a lot of great people that built it.
Jim's passion for protecting the world's food supply has rubbed off on every employee in our company. And under his leadership, we've grown to have offices in 14 countries and sales in over 140 countries with more than 2,000 employees worldwide. And it really was Jim's passion that allowed us to do that.
Jim's connection to Sparrow is a trifecta. He has been a patient, a donor, and a volunteer.
The first contribution that Herbert's made to Sparrow was in 1992, I think, and we gave $100. And $100 probably meant a whole lot back then too, because in that startup business, the last one to get paid was me. It became aware that this cancer group at Sparrow were really doing great things, but they were in a facility that looked like it was sort of an annex of a parking garage. They didn't have ample space for what they were doing, but yet they were accomplishing a lot. I told management at the hospital that if you decide to put somebody's name on the building, it needs to be the name of Dr. Jim Herman. He came to Michigan about the same time we did, and Jim tells the story that when he came here, they were saving about 30% of the cancer patients and losing 70%. And over time, he and other great oncologists turned that around to saving 70% and losing only 30%.
When we dedicated the Herbert Herman Cancer Center, to see the impression that that day had on generations of his family, I think it was a powerful moment. I loved seeing Jim and Dr. Herman sitting on the steps of the new cancer center together, remarkably excited and proud of what had been achieved through the support of all of our community, and particularly under Jim's leadership in that effort.
There are many ways to serve and impact a community, and the Herbert family truly meet all of the criteria. And to have a family that is that dedicated to a community, that's pretty special.
We're fortunate to be able to give some back. We've got so many good causes in this community that are supported by a lot of people.
Taking something and saying, what can we do today to make a better tomorrow? I think that's truly the impact that Jim Herbert has had, and I think that's why it's so wonderful that he's receiving this award.
There's nothing like being recognized at home, and that's certainly true here. Come the end of the day, you think about what something might have done that you were a part of. It just makes you sleep a little better thinking this whole world is a little bit better today, maybe because of something that I did.